Okay, so this is my situational awareness for March 8th, 2023. So let's see. So overall, just to summarize what I've thought or am thinking is we're seeing choppiness ahead, most likely taking profits from taking profits from selling, and potentially more selling coming in the future. Why do I think this? Well, let's look at what I use all the time. Market monitor. So we had another selling day for today, which is March 8th, which is what we predicted yesterday. 4% section is bearish. 5-day ratio is chop. The primary market, 25% in a quarter, is still bullish, but there's been a decrease in the amount of stocks, up 25% in a quarter. And then there's a looming alarm of selling ahead with 25% down in a month, superseding the 25% up in a month. So there's selling happening in the near term in comparison to just measuring the quarter. And yeah, I overall, most of the things were choppy, but with the secondary markets giving bearish signals, I am going to be obviously bearish. And I'm not going to be looking for any longs, especially with the current 4% and 5-day ratio being choppy and bearish. I will enter a long the next day as long as this primary market is green. We see the previous day is green 4%, ideally dark green here, and then the 5-day ratio is above 1, but of course above 2 would be better. Then I'll consider looking for longs again, because overall the quarter is still bullish. Technically we are in a bullish market, but I could see this still continuing on the downside. So overall, currently I'm looking for shorts, potentially choppiness as well, with people taking profits with their shorts. So we could see a green 4% day and above 1 5-day ratio tomorrow at the end of the day. But I think we could still see some selling off. And today I also took a trade on MNTX earnings play. In hindsight, I don't really like the price action with this trade, but I'll just have to continue getting some skin in the game. And yeah, so ideally I would have entered in price action like this with extended neglection, not 6-day neglection, and not having a previous leg up for sure would be a lot better as a sign of neglection. And it did meet my requirements for the gap being below 12, which is this line, and met my market cap requirement, met my sales requirement, met my EPS surprise requirement. So I could have done better on the price action part, and that's something that I need to work on. This is only my second real live money trade, so just working out the kinks still. but there was a candidate that pretty much met all my requirements. I entered this trade first, and I didn't want to have FOMO, so I just stayed away. But of course, it worked out well. Didn't meet my exact profit target, but still, if you exited in the day, you would have got around 6.7% using no margin. Okay, so yeah, neglection for over 18 days, 19 days, which is a lot better than the previous one. And obviously there's some neglection in the price action for a while overall. I kind of don't really like this choppiness beforehand, but with this new open range, I would consider it new neglection. And yeah, met my went a little over the gap requirement, so that's kind of like a red flag for me. Let's see. Oh, wait. Yeah, I went a lot over, so about 1% plus over. So hindsight's always better. That's like the first thing I look at. I had 6 candidates up on 4 different monitors, just see if it would gap up above this line here, because I have a only 12% or lower gap requirement, and they gapped up higher at the entry, so I just didn't pay any mind or attention. There's another one that did the same thing. Let's see. All of them were just didn't meet requirement at all. So you want to see it gap up above in the neglection period. LTH? No. MCG? I think this was it. Yeah. Yeah, it was. Here's a 12% line. It opened 717. A little over. Oh, yeah, it's a lot over. Okay, so yeah, I wouldn't have entered that one either. So I did my job, I guess. MNTX. Don't like this. I forgot I traded this. Now, just seeing like from a new lens, this previous gap up or leg up is a red flag. This would have been the ideal scenario. You enter above this range within 12% and just let it ride. But kind of funny how just with a new lens you say no. Here's another one that didn't open above the price action, so just didn't pay any mind. So I entered technically the gap requirement right scenario, but the price action as well. I need to pay attention more instead of just the fundamental analysis like this stuff. So yeah, let me pull up my website, if you call it that. I updated the sheet. I was down 2%. Should have been negative 1.5%. But I still need to learn stop orders, because it's hard to do that when you have 6 candidates on and you try to enter on the market open as soon as possible. So it's hard to have that many orders figured out for like 6 different candidates. So I just enter market order at market open on the one I see that meets the gap requirements and other fundamental analysis. But it's alright, I'll figure it out eventually. It's only my second trade in the game, the system. So overview, still entering half size with very low capital, just to figure out the kinks. I already said why I don't like about the setup now in hindsight. I already said that. MCI still didn't really meet the gap requirement. It was pretty close, but yeah. So yeah, overall looking for shorts. Can also just sit on hands, but haven't really been seeing any really good short candidates as of lately. So, yep, bearish.